Hi, I just wanted to make a quick video about the full moon that's coming up this week in just a couple more days on April 26th. And it's going to be a full moon in Swati Nakshatra. And Swati Nakshatra is ruled by the god Vayu, who is the wind god. And so why this is a really interesting full moon is that these concepts of wind or prana in our body are going to become much more prevalent. Full moons are always a time where we kind of reap the benefits of the previous time period from the new moon until the full moon. And being in the Swati Nakshatra, being mindful of our breath is going to be a really big deal here. So watch your breath, watch the movement of your breath, watch the calmness or the lack of calmness of your breath. And it'll give you a lot of insights into how this time period is going to affect you. I like to use the analogy of a boat with sails on the boat and how prana or our breath affects the sails. So we can look at this boat sails as if the boat sails are too tight, or if our breath and prana in the body is too tight, the sails will be very taut. And if a big gust of wind hits against those sails, they could potentially rip or tear or move the boat really erratically. And if the sails are too flaccid and weak and underdeveloped and not strong enough to carry wind, as the wind comes and hit them, the boat will just go nowhere and will remain stagnant. So in either case, we end up in a situation of stagnant prana in the body and stagnant wind in the body. And we want this wind to move freely, not too fast, but not too slow. So working with the breath is really important at this time during the full moon. Swati is also known as the independent star, and it immediately makes me think of Fleetwood Mac's song, "You Can Go Your Own Way." So this is a time you might feel yourself wanting to do things more independently, maybe move away. If you're in a team environment or a work environment, you may want to pursue projects that are your own thing. If you feel like traveling, you may want to travel on your own. There's going to be a certain amount of just wind stirring at this time for you, and you're going to want to move. But again, we want to make sure that our prana and the Vayu in our body is going to be very stable and balanced so that we can do this in a way that will be supportive to us. And if the Vayu is not stable, we may move in kind of a reckless or a restless type of way. So the yoga teacher Shandor Ramete has this analogy with the boat. And when it comes to yogic practice, I also like to think of this in terms of, or yogic asana, I should say, breath work or pranayama. So pranayama is breathing exercises that we can do. It is a bit of a complex system, and it is something I always recommend you work with somebody who's well trained in pranayama before you really dive too deep into it. But there is a really simple pranayama practice that you can do, and this would be the perfect time to do this. So if you need to check your breath and see how you're doing and regulate that alternate nostril breathing, that's also called nadi shodana, is a very nice practice that's very easy to do. And this is where you would take your hand, bring these fingers into the middle, except for the first two or the last two, and the thumb. And you want to breathe in through the left nostril. You just hold for a brief second, close the left nostril and breathe out the right nostril. Pause for a second. Inhale through the right nostril. Pause. Exhale through the left. And you can repeat that process a few times. So it's a very simple version. This is wonderful for the parasympathetic nervous system, wonderful for grounding and relaxing us. Wind or Vayu can tend to cause vata aggravation, where we'll move a little bit too fast or too erratic. So this is a great way to balance out that part of our nervous system. I love pranayama, very, very helpful. There's a saying too that where prana flows, attention goes. So if we want to direct our minds, we can use the flow of prana in our body to direct our minds towards positive goals. So when we go our own way and venture off into the world, we do it in a controlled way that's going to get us to our destination in one piece. So I hope that was helpful. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe. I'll keep posting some more, and thank you so much.